can tell by my life the sacrifice was made. Haters made facts, we attacked the airways. Arrayed with these big titan with on the left. They don't kill on my face and contact chest. Ghetto boy Willie D told me come over your chest. I'm so long this beat. More violent than see without a virus. He got it so good. Pulled from darkness into his marvelous light. And I'm still hood. You know it's Sunday. You know it's fight time. Give it up! You know it's RJ. You know it's fight time. You know it's time to shine. You know it's RJ, you know it's fight time, you know it's time to shine. You know it's RJ, you know it's fight time, you know it's time to shine. Get him up! Get him up! Somebody make some noise up in here! Huh? RJ, fight time! RJ, fight time! Yeah. Yeah, one more time, make some noise! RJ in the house! What? What? Time to shine!
How about a big hand for Just Isaac, international inspirational recording artist from Canada. Bout number 7, it's the main event for the IBA Light Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first in the blue corner, wearing the white, green, and red trunks, weighing in at 174.5 pounds. He is the former WBO Light Heavyweight Champion of the world. His opponent in that title fight was undefeated at the time with a record of 48 victories. He has an impressive record of 41 victories, 25 by way of knockout against only 4 defeats. He is from Huntington Beach, California, Julio González. And his opponent in the red corner, tonight wearing the black and white trunks. He is a veteran of 25 12-round title fights. He is the former WBA middleweight champion of the world. He is also the former IBF light heavyweight champion of the world. He sports a professional record of 43 victories, 25 by way of knockout, only 7 defeats and 1 draw. He is a member of the Keep Punching stable of boxers from Houston, Texas, Reggie Sweet Johnson. 12 rounds for the IBA Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Rick Exie is your referee.
Well, our main event is about to get underway between Reggie Sweet Johnson and Julio González. This is such a treat, and I'm going to have to pay attention and keep talking because all I want to do is watch.
Watch the action, but no doubt keep talking. I think we're in for a well of a fight here in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Reggie looks great coming in the black trunks. Julio came in wearing white trunks. I think that's going to be the telltale of this fight.
And here we go.
And Reggie comes out swinging.
Johnson comes out, looks to go to business right away and press his man Gonzalez. Let him know he means business, and we'll have to see.
Gonzalez kind of throwing out a pretty ineffective jab there, just kind of looks like he's range and finding a little bit. Reggie comes out with a good right hook. Swing wild there. Caught him with a left hook to right hook to the body.
Body and head.
We know Johnson can punch.
Yes, he
Even
can.
at the age of 41 years old, he's coming off a 9th round stoppage of number 15 ranked Fred Moore.
Which was a great fight, and he really pulled it out. It was the tough knockout. He landed that straight left and sent Moore to the canvas.
Body and head, Reggie.
Meanwhile, Julio's last outing was a 12-round decision loss to now world champion Clinton Woods.
In and out.
This is a very tough matchup for Johnson coming off of such a long layoff. Showing a little bit of ring rust there, but I'm sure we'll clean up a little bit as the fight goes on.
Shots seem to be looping from the outside from Johnson.
Very well composed, though. Going up and down well. Gonzalez
Hard
caught him
shot
with
that
a
time by Gonzalez.
good left hand to the body.
Left to the body and followed it up with a right to the head.
Gonzalez looking to go to the body.
Even with being a taller man, I think it would be better suited for Gonzalez to continue this body attack. And Johnson
Good
returned
straight left to the body,
to the body.
by Johnson.
Veteran savvy fighter Reggie Johnson. No doubt a former world champion.
Reggie's corner advising him to go to the body, to continue onto the body. Backs himself into a corner there.
Both fighters are letting their hands go here in round one.
Body.
Reggie getting in a
Hard
good
shot
straight
from the
left.
outside by Johnson. Seemed to have been able to rock
Julio coming over the top
Gonzalez
with it.
that time. Gonzalez comes right back with a hard shot. Johnson definitely got his attention.
Uppercut inside.
Johnson backing out with his hands down. And Gonzalez trying to use that rangefinder of a jab.
Winging shot by Gonzalez that time, trying to find the shorter stature.
Good work on the
Johnson.
inside by Johnson.
Left cross to the body, right hook.
Johnson looking to set up the hook. Good body shot there from Johnson. 10 seconds left of the first round. And Johnson goes back to the body. And a good shot. 2 good shots unanswered upstairs. Johnson.
All right, let's hear some noise after one round of action. Again, we call your attention to next Friday night, Paragon Casino Resort. They welcome ESPN2 Friday Night Fights. Mickey Daigle, female promoter of Keep Punching, and Gary Daigle, director of boxing for Keep Punching Productions. A dual main event in Marksville next Friday, the IBF #1 rated
St. Iron Horse Powell. Also the IBF and WBO #14 rated Alex Sweetness Green will be on the card. We mention again no videotaping of this main event. It is being taped for later on. Please no videotaping of this main event fight. He will be escorted out by security.
Going into round 2, it looks like Gonzalez is a little slow getting off his stool. As he stands, Johnson approaches the center of the ring, waiting for the bell. Bell sounds.
Johnson acquainted himself pretty well in the first round. I actually gave him that round.
Johnson went in with a straight left to the body. Gonzalez pawing out there with the jab. Reggie looks real good, real slick, moving away from those jabs.
Circling to his left is Gonzalez looking for a big shot.
Shoot it when you're under inside.
Reggie using good movement there. Another left to a jab to the body.
Seem to be trying to find a rhythm here.
Slide your feet.
He's got really good composure.
Pull him into that shot.
Gonzalez is reaching for that jab, trying to set up and try to get into some kind of groove. Reggie's not letting him do it. And Reggie reaches in and grabs hold.
Johnson have all the tricks to the trade.
He does. He's a very slick fighter. He's very fast, especially for a heavyweight. He's using the ring very well. Ooh, came in with a
That time
good
it was
right
that
hook. And then he follows
right
up
hook
with a
by
left to the
Johnson,
body.
and he throws that from an awkward position. You really don't see it when it's coming, but it actually is a punch that can hurt you.
Gonzalez looks like he just can't get his movement right. He's bringing his right foot forward on those right hands.
Gonzalez continues to press forward, but most of the effective blows right now being landed by Johnson.
Make him miss with that jab countering.
Reggie's been warned for ducking his head down a little too low on those punches. And he's taking advantage of the inside work there, and he comes over the top with a right hook. And Gonzalez comes back with a right hook of his own. Reggie looking to go back to the body. Gonzalez lands a good straight right. Reggie not letting Gonzalez get off.
Don't wrestle with him. Don't wrestle with him, Reggie. Use your legs.
After being on the not so good end of some of those Johnson right hooks, Gonzalez seems to now try to press and oppose his will on the shorter fighter. He's not been having much luck finding his range, as Johnson likes to stoop down and make himself even a lower target.
Yes, he's
whenever Gonzalez presses forward.
Gonzalez is having a very hard time getting in on Johnson. Johnson's experience is really showing in this fight.
That time Gonzalez got in a right as Johnson pulled away.
Johnson backs himself into the corner and then reaches out and grabs hold. Julio trying to get on the inside. Good
Great
body shot
that time by Gonzalez, and Johnson spins away.
That was a lot of action for round two. I'm hoping that Reggie can keep that pace up. Reggie looks very composed. He doesn't look tired at all. He looks like he's got a plan and he's sticking with it. I was able to see him fight his fight against Fred Moore, and Fred Moore had a game plan, was moving in and out, getting shots off really well, and getting the better of Reggie a couple of times. But then when it came down to business and Reggie opened up that straight left, he dropped him, and there was no getting up from that punch.
Absolutely.
Gonzalez, a very, very tough opponent. Fought the Glenn Johnson, who Reggie was supposed to fight a couple of months ago before his injury, but also beat Glenn Johnson, and he's had a couple of big upsets on his record.
You're right, and Gonzalez is a tough guy.
Gonzalez is a very tough guy, and he's just not getting into his groove yet, and I think that is a very, very big part of Reggie's experience as we go into the third round. Gonzalez now going for the jab to the body. Reggie using the ring well as he seems to elude Gonzalez's punches. And he parries well and comes back over the top with a left jab.
So far, the slick boxing Johnson seems to be fighting when he wants to fight.
Great footwork, good footwork. He worked off the ropes without getting hit. He was basically punching when he wants to punch and not getting hit when he doesn't want to. Gonzalez is doing everything he can, left and right, trying to go for that body. Catches him with a jab there.
Right now it seems like the easiest target for Gonzalez to find is the body of Johnson, and it may suit him well as this fight continues to progress. Again to the body as Gonzalez.
Gonzalez seems to only be able to get to his body on the ropes there.
Let it go.
Johnson don't want to be in the corner right now.
Johnson turning and spinning really well. Johnson got off a couple of shots to the body again with the jab. Good punch, both of them trained right hooks.
Hard hook that time by Johnson.
Gonzalez looks a little wobbled, but still throwing punches.
Comes back and lands a good right hand of his own. Another right hand by Gonzalez as Johnson walks away. Gonzalez seems to be a guy that when you hit him, he comes back with 2 or 3 of his own. He doesn't like to be hit, he likes to hit.
He seems to be squared up, though. He's squaring up his feet as Johnson gets on the ropes, and he's losing a lot of his power, whereas Reggie's keeping that left foot back so that he can have all that power then when he wants to unload.
This is billed as the fight for climate change, and so far we're getting a great performance out of both combatants here tonight. Great action back and forth.
As we expected. We expected this to be a great fight, a very tough fight for both fighters. Good straight left by Reggie Johnson. Julio Gonzalez throwing two jabs.
Straight left as he comes, Reggie. Shoot it.
Landing a good
Hard right hand that
hook.
time by Gonzalez. Johnson was moving with the punch. Weakened the impact of that blow, but
Reggie, use your uppercut inside.
Johnson seems to get himself trapped in the corner, and that's right where Gonzalez probably want him, being a pressure fighter. Hard right hand that time by Reggie Johnson.
Shoot it underneath.
Gonzalez leaning over, leaning forward a lot from the waist. Reggie tying him up, doing a good job on that. Pushes him off and goes back to the jab.
Legs, Reggie. Use your legs.
Reggie throwing a straight right, and Gonzalez trying to go back to the body. And that
Wilford Scipion, boys report to Gary Daniel at ringside. Wilford Scipion, boys report ringside.
That ties up the end of round 3. Going into round 4. This is a quick fight.
Absolutely a feverish pitch to the fight. Lots of punches being thrown by both fighters. And either way here, I think we're going to be pleased throughout this fight.
I see Gonzalez is coming forward, wanting to really push the fight, and Reggie's just not letting him get into his groove. He's really using his experience, his composure, and you can tell he's thinking through it. I like to see Gonzalez throwing a lot more punches now because he's going to try to wear on the older Johnson as these rounds continue.
And speaking of getting yourself worn down, I've seen Johnson get himself caught in the corner a couple of times. That's right where Gonzalez won him. Maybe that's signs of early fatigue. We don't know. We have to watch and see how it progresses here in the fight, because the corner is going to be Reggie Johnson's enemy in this fight. He have to stay out of the corner.
I agree. It seems like it may be a part of his game plan because he's really loading up on that left hand when he gets out into the corner. As we start round 4, they both fighters to the center of the ring. Reggie starts to automatically back himself up to the ropes.
So in your opinion, is maybe part of the strategy for Johnson to back himself in the corner and land the powerful counter punches?
I think so. I think he's setting him up for Gonzalez to walk in. I mean, Gonzalez got a really long reach, and it'd be dangerous for Reggie to stay on the outside of that reach.
Pull him into it. Pull him into it.
Every time he goes to the ropes, Gonzalez seems to really come after him. So that gives Reggie the opportunity to use his power.
Slide your feet.
Gonzalez still going for the body on Johnson.
Punch your way in there. Be first, Reggie. Go with the jab. Touch it with the jab.
Gonzalez going back to that. Good right
Johnson
hand.
lands a strong right
Good left hook.
and a left,
Uppercut, right hook.
and he's
Back to the
picking his
body.
shots well.
Have fun, Reggie. Reggie, have fun. Hold your feet and have fun. As you see the Reggie.
Reggie starting to go back up to the ropes again as Gonzalez continues to move in with the jab, right hand. Every time Gonzalez brings that right hand forward, he's bringing that right foot forward, which is really putting him in a bad situation to be in front of Reggie Johnson, flat-footed and squared up.
Jab with him. Jab with him.
Orthodox Mexican fighter,
Jab with him.
and they only know how to fight one way.
Forward and tough.
Pull him into that left cross.
Gonzalez is obviously a tough fighter. He's been in there with the best of them. He's
Reggie
setting up
backs
there he
himself in the
goes.
corner here.
He's setting himself up for the right hand as Reggie continues to call him in. Gonzalez throwing a lazy jab. There's that right foot forward again.
Where's the uppercut? Right up the belly.
There's a good left to the body by Johnson. Good right hook by Johnson. Up and down movement.
Shoot it up again.
Gonzalez is looking to throw the uppercut as Johnson moves up and down. Throws a good left hook. There's the outside left hook. Gonzalez
Great
looking to throw
exchange
the body.
inside that time by both men. Gonzalez wearing away. That time he landed a right hand. Johnson is going to have to spin his way out of that corner.
Does a good right hook as he's coming out.
Gonzalez picking up the pressure here in round 4.
Bust him up.
Gonzalez looking to land that jab, coming in.
Touch him.
Throws a straight right.
Look at the uppercut. Look for the
Looking to
uppercut.
capitalize as Reggie moves up and down with those uppercuts.
Shoot it, Reggie.
Johnson looking for his shots. Gonzalez throwing shots and hope that one of them land.
Looking to fight off basically forehead to forehead. Reggie throwing a good left hook. There's the uppercut. Back again with the right hook. And a
Good
straight
exchange
left
by
hand.
both men.
And another straight left hand. And the two exchange blows after the bell. It's a fight.
Fight is really heating up here.
Johnson's really opening up in these last couple of rounds, and he seems to really start doing it in the last few seconds of the round. He's got a lot of reserve going into round 5. Gonzalez as well has picked up the pace quite a bit, throwing a lot more punches, going up and down. Seems to not be able to get past that rolling under punch movement that Reggie's got.
Absolutely, it's confusing him, and that's from the savviness of Reggie Johnson. I mean, he's been in a lot of fights, former world champion, been in with the likes of Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, and on a row of great stellar fighters. And I think Johnson, using that savviness, is probably have the lead on the judges' scorecard here early in the fight. But I thought at the end of that round, Gonzalez came on strong, and it's still my opinion. I feel that Reggie should not be backing himself into that corner because Gonzalez will not stop throwing punches.
I agree, but he's having a hard time landing those punches, and I think Johnson's camp's looking for him to throw that uppercut as he gets on the ropes because, like I said, Gonzalez is really leaning in with that right hand and squaring his feet up. If Reggie can get off that uppercut, he'll have the power behind those legs that he's got. Good jab by Gonzalez there.
Right hook that time by Johnson. Gonzalez backs him into the corner again.
Throws the right hand and they tie up.
So when the fighters get inside, you would say, Keisha, is that's where the chess match begins.
I believe that that's where Reggie's strength is, on the inside. He's very stocky, he's very strong, he's got powerful legs. Using that uppercut on the inside, just standing up. He's really going to the body now as Julio Gonzalez gets on the ropes himself. Good
hard right hand that time
and right back up the middle. And the referee deems it low. He's going right back to work. Gonzalez looking a bit winded now. There's a really good body shot by Johnson. Gonzalez looking to go right back with the 1-2 combination. Catching the jabs.
Gonzalez tries to work behind the jab. Johnson lures him into a trap again.
Reggie looking to come up the middle.
Gonzalez, like I said, very busy, letting his hands go inside.
The crowd starts to shout USA, try to motivate their fighter, Reggie Johnson. Julio Gonzalez continues to push the pressure. And a good right hook.
A short drive over to Lake Charles, Louisiana. You would think Johnson would have the home crowd.
And they're trading. Gonzalez looking at the set up the big 2, and he misses. And he misses with the left hook. There goes Johnson with the right uppercut and another right uppercut. Another left, right hook. Johnson going back to the body. Julio comes over the top with the jab. Gonzalez landing some good shots as Reggie keeps going back to the ropes. Good right hook.
Johnson definitely more effective with his punches. Gonzalez definitely has the edge with volume.
Correct. I think that Reggie's using his punches sparingly because, you know, the time he's been out of the ring and whatnot, and trying to use his experience to his advantageous. Good uppercut from Reggie Johnson as Gonzalez continues to try to tee off from the outside.
Hard right hand that time to the body by Gonzalez.
Gonzalez going back to the body. And the round ends with both fighters throwing punches. That ends the 5th round with lots and lots of punches towards the last few seconds, and each round seems to be picking up with more and more punches as we go on.
So, Kasha, as we go down the backstretch of these rounds, you see Johnson tiring in it.
Tiring, you say? I think he is tiring a little bit, but I think he's being able to time him as well. He's timing Gonzalez's shots as they come in. He's seeing the 1-2 shots before they come, and he's being a little bit more elusive as he is on the ropes, moving in and under those punches and coming back with punches. Where we saw in the first couple of rounds, he was missing. They were missing punches, but he wasn't capitalizing on it. Now he's making him pay for his mistakes.
Absolutely. And so despite the fatigue factor, Johnson is still in control of this fight in the inside.
I think so. I think that Gonzalez has not changed his game plan. He's trying to throw everything he can and as much as he can. And that seems to be his major game plan in this fight. Gonzalez catches him with the jab as they come into the center of the ring in the 6th round. And it continues to hit him with the jab as Johnson backs up to the ropes. Johnson coming in with a right hook to the body. Reggie looking a little bit more tense this round as he comes in with a straight right to the body and misses on Gonzalez.
Gonzalez seems to try to get in and stalk his man like he do best. A banger he is.
Gonzalez putting a lot of weight on his back foot coming in. And then when he comes in, he's bringing that right foot forward still. Reggie's getting tagged with a lot of shots here.
The busier fighter Gonzalez right now, seeming to take control in this round as he continues to let his hands go. And Johnson wait for those opportunities as you spoke of earlier.
Gonzalez looks like he's looking to get off as many punches in a combination as he can, whereas Johnson's looking for those big 1 or 2 blows to slow him down. As you hear his corner yelling, make him miss.
Hard right hand that time inside by Gonzalez. Johnson took the punch very well.
Johnson throwing 2 uppercuts to the body there off the ropes. Reggie backing up to the ropes again. Julio Gonzalez going to the body there. And a good right hook by Johnson. Another good right hook by Johnson. Johnson starting to get his punches off now, left and right at a time. Julio Gonzalez really leaning in, really squaring up, swinging.
Great job of counter-punching by Reggie Johnson.
Julio Gonzalez is starting to look tired as he's really winging those punches. Really squared up. Johnson just kind of laying back on the punch. Gonzalez staying very busy.
Johnson, eyes always on the opponent.
Straight left.
As he bobs and weaves and picks his shots. World-class stuff coming from Reggie Johnson.
That was a bit low by Gonzalez, but was blocked by a good right hook by Johnson. Doubled it up. Good uppercut. Pushes Gonzalez off. Gonzalez trying to shake it clear. Using the jab to come back in on Reggie as Reggie backs up into his corner. He catches him with a left and a right. Reggie catches him again with the right hook. Johnson looking to capitalize on that.
Sensational round that time by Reggie Johnson.
It looks like Gonzalez is getting tired more than Johnson is. He really put it all out there in that round as we ended the 6th round. Reggie's corner's really pushing him to make him miss, make him pay. He's definitely making him miss, and in that round, I think he made him pay with a couple of shots.
You're absolutely right. Just when it looked like Gonzalez was getting ready to pour it on and try to take this round and go down the back stretch, winning these rounds by outworking Johnson. Johnson came back with a lot of crafty shots, moving in and out, moving his shoulders, and seeming to be able to hit Gonzalez whenever he wants to.
I agree. I think Gonzalez is trying to be as plentiful as possible, knowing that his shots are not counting as much as Johnson's shots are. Johnson's reserve seems to be immaculate at this point, going into the 7th round. Johnson starting with the jab. Catching Gonzalez with a good right hook. Picks up the action. The crowd seems to really enjoy Reggie's intensity at this point. Gonzalez is trying to come in with the jab. Just can't seem to get his distance just right. Lands a good right hand
that time by Gonzalez. seemed to be trying to shake off that right hook that Johnson hit him with. And Johnson hits you with that punch right on the side of the temple. That temple shot can really debilitate you as a fighter.
And it's a spinning hook too, so he hits you and he's gone. There's nothing really to capitalize on it because he's already gone. Reggie Johnson.
Great counter shot that time by Johnson inside.
Good right hook seems to be there for him all night long with Gonzalez leaning in, bending over at the waist, and squaring up in front of him.
Well, Johnson predicted an 8-round knockout.
Well, he's going into the 7th with a good shot at it. He just threw a powerful right uppercut and followed it up with that right hook. Gonzalez looking to try to get that back as he's coming in with the jabs. Gonzalez still trying to be as plentiful as possible. Johnson starting to get more into his groove with the 1-2.
Once you move, don't stop.
Gonzalez looking to go to the body. And there's the right hook again for Johnson. Johnson tying up.
Gonzalez swallowing a lot of shots inside as he leans in with his head to try to measure Johnson, and Johnson is making him pay for it.
Reggie's got really good movement in this fight. He's moving really well. Having a hard time. Gonzalez is having a hard time getting his distance. Good right hand to his body.
Gonzalez presses forwards, throwing shots.
Johnson leaning on him a little bit, kind of catching him with the left hand there. Johnson looking for him to walk into that hand. There he goes, got him with a straight left.
Johnson watching his target, lands another counter shot.
Johnson's dead on with that left hand.
Beautiful boxing by Reggie Johnson.
Gonzalez trying to throw as many punches as he possibly can, really going for the body. Johnson gets
great body shot by Johnson.
Left hook and right, and a
Gonzalez
good
lands
right
a hard
uppercut.
right hand. Johnson comes right back.
Good right uppercut by Johnson. Julio Gonzalez is really doing everything he can to throw Johnson off his game, but it just doesn't look like he's going to be able to throw him off his game plan at this point. Johnson digging to the body. Gonzalez trying to dig with that jab, kind of reaching for it, not really wanting to commit with it. Reggie's really going to the body on that round. The end of the 7th round. Looks like Reggie's just getting into his groove as he just tees off to the body on Gonzalez.
There was definitely a more active round for Reggie Johnson compared to the previous two. He threw a lot of shots, body shots, and really gave Gonzalez a good workover in that round.
And Gonzalez's punches seemed to slow down a little bit in that round. He was starting to wing a little bit of them, kind of coming over the top of Johnson. And I think his frustration's really starting to get to him. It takes a lot out of you when you miss a punch, more than just landing one. And he's continuously making him miss.
And making him pay.
Yes, definitely making him pay on those shots. That uppercut's something they've been calling for the entire fight, and he started to really throw it in that round, and he's actually throwing left and right uppercuts while he was on the inside. So I'm expecting to see a lot more of that as the fight goes on, with Gonzalez getting more and more tired and bending over at the waist. As we go into round 8, both fighters to the center of the ring. Both start off with their jab. Gonzalez landing the jab there. Straight left to the body by Johnson.
Johnson working his feints very well, measuring his opponent.
He does have his distance is right on, whereas Gonzalez just can't seem to get it. Gonzalez is throwing left and rights on the inside. Gonzalez throws it everything he can. Johnson landing really good hooks on the inside. Johnson back to the center of the ring.
Walks away and touches Gonzalez to the body.
And
downstairs
to
again.
The body. There you go. Reggie starting to look so confident here as he moves about the ring. Gonzalez still going after him with that jab.
That's it. Talk to me, Reggie. Talk to me.
Gonzalez has got him on the ropes again, and Reggie looks real comfortable there.
Keep making him pay. That's it.
Johnson getting off a 1-2-3 combination there.
Keep picking him apart.
Nice sharp punches. Everything real sharp from the chin. Real nice.
Punch and move. Right there. Punch and move.
Gonzalez, good right hand to the body. Good right hand. Good right hook again on Gonzalez from Johnson. Johnson really leaning in now. Gonzalez trying to stay on that back foot and use his jab to get on the inside as Reggie slips those punches in and out of the corner.
Gonzalez trying to use his jab to paw and find the target, but Johnson is spinning beautiful and walking away. There's no target to be hit, Kasha.
No, he's not, and he can throw that left hook whenever he wants to, and it looks like he's taking a little bit of a break on this round. He's getting off in spurts and just getting out. His experience is just immaculate. And Gonzalez is very experienced as well, and Gonzalez is looking to really go to work here. Gonzalez still working that jab. The jab seems to be landing for Gonzalez. It's just not landing at a rate that's really going to hurt Reggie.
And it's not a hard jab. It's a jab that he's measuring Reggie with, not really trying to snap the neck back of Reggie Johnson. That time he threw it a little bit harder, and it got Johnson's attention.
Johnson keeping that right hand down.
Where's that left uppercut? Where is it, Reggie? Shoot that left.
And Gonzalez continues to land with that jab. Reggie's going to have to pick up the pace if he's going to win this round.
You got to be busier, Red. That's it. You got to be busier.
I think those body shots have really taken a toll on Gonzalez.
Let's go to work, baby. Let's go to work. Let's go to work.
Good right hook by Gonzalez on Johnson. And Johnson answers back with 2 punches to the body. And he goes right back. And a punch is thrown after the bell by Gonzalez.
At the end, round 8 here.
This is a good fight. This is a really good fight. Fight for both these fighters because both of them want to contend for another world title at some point, and they have to get through one another to be able to move up to do that. And they both know that, and they both have that intention deep in their minds as they go into the ring.
You're absolutely right, and both of these guys are going to have their eyes on the big light heavyweight contest that's going to be taking place in April as Clinton Woods take on Antonio Tarver. Glenn Johnson, who was at one time the opponent for Reggie Johnson, is going to be taking on Chad Dawson. So a whole lot of light heavyweight action is going to be taking place in the next couple months. And both of these guys are going to have their eye on the prize, and that's the world title.
Both fighters coming back to the center of the ring. Gonzalez still capitalizing on that jab. That reach that he's got on Johnson is really taking its toll as far as him landing that jab whenever they're on the inside of the ring.
Johnson jumps in with the right hook.
Johnson busy again with a 1-2-3 to the body.
Pick him up. Pick him up. Go.
Gonzalez looking to throw the uppercut back, but he just cannot land it.
Straight right hand by Gonzalez that time caught Reggie Johnson on the button.
Come on, Reggie. Let your hands go.
And he's going to have to get more active here as we come down the stretch.
Johnson's letting some body shots go, but he doesn't seem to have good aggression until he just threw a good left-right combination. That was a lot more solid. He's picking his punches. And a good right uppercut there as Gonzalez moves in.
Johnson seemed to be throwing with more power right now, trying to hurt Gonzalez and back him off.
And Gonzalez just landed a good right uppercut on Johnson. Gonzalez going back, pushing him back to the ropes again. And Reggie not really moving away from anything right now. Gonzalez doesn't look like he has much on his punches. Reggie's just kind of taking them. Waiting for Gonzalez to come in a little bit. Now he's making Gonzalez miss a little bit. There's the left uppercut.
You gotta let him go, baby. You gotta let the man go. You won't keep, man.
I think Gonzalez is taking this round. He's just the busier fighter. He's making things happen. Just caught him with a really good left hand. Johnson just picked him up with a good right uppercut on the inside. And there's the straight left as Gonzalez comes in.
Gonzalez doing a better job at not leaning in and falling for the traps that Johnson has been setting for him in this whole fight. He seems to now work in at a distance and throw his jab and work behind the jab, and it gives him the opportunity to see when Johnson is trying to set him up with the counter shots.
I agree. I think Gonzalez has recognized that it's not the power punches that are going to win in this fight, but just the punches and bunches. And then he catches him again with that right hand. Reggie making him miss again as he's off the ropes, looking to make him pay. Gonzalez throwing punches.
And off the exchange that time, Gonzalez hit it with a good shot.
I don't think Johnson did enough in that round to win it. He just wasn't busy enough, and although Gonzalez wasn't landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 rounds remaining in this main event for the IBA
and that ends with
Light
the
Heavyweight
round.
Championship.
Definitely will be a very close fight. Johnson's known to really open it up in the last couple of rounds. I was at his last fight with Fred Moore, where Fred seemed to be getting in on him, and Reggie just laid him out. So he does have the punching power to turn this thing around with one punch.
Let's go get that 11. Go get the 11, baby.
As we begin in round 10, Johnson's entourage seem to be feeling the sense of urgency here to root their man on. And Johnson comes out and throws 3 or 4 shots. Gonzalez returns.
Reggie came out a lot more busy in this round. He's more of a sense of urgency in this round. Gonzalez trying to come in with that jab.
I want these rounds, Reggie. I want them.
Reggie getting up a 4-punch combination there as he backs up with his hands down. Gonzalez catches him with a left hook. Reggie makes him pay for it on the inside with a right uppercut and a left hook.
Come on, man. Work, baby.
Gonzalez catching him with a left hook there. Reggie going right back downstairs.
Work on that cut.
Gonzalez continues to throw the jab and measures his man. That time he caught Johnson on the back of the head with a shot.
Gonzalez's jab is catching Reggie every time. He's just trying to go back to the body with the right hand. Reggie catches him with a right hook as he comes in for the body. Gonzalez really leaning forward as Reggie opens up on him with a left-right combination and good right uppercut. Catches him with a 1-2 there. Gonzalez really leaning in now, really squared up in front of him. Reggie's throwing 1-2.
Hard shot that time by Gonzalez. And Johnson returned the counter shot.
Gonzalez hoping to throw that left hook as Johnson steps in with his jab. Gonzalez doubling up on the jab. Reggie throwing a powerful right uppercut and right hook. Some swelling over Gonzalez's left eye. Gonzalez looking to catch him with the jab on the ropes. There goes the right uppercut and the right hook again. A 1-2 punch by Johnson as he leans in and holds on to Gonzalez. Gonzalez's head on Reggie's chest there. Gonzalez throwing everything he's got now. Left, right. Reggie's going to the body. Power punches with a 1-2 to the body. Reggie going back to the body again with a double right hook. Gonzalez feeling the sense of urgency and throwing those hands as much as possible. Reggie opens up with a 1-2-3 combination as Gonzalez catches him with the left jab. seconds left of the round. This round has been all action. Reggie trying to get that right uppercut off.
Great action from both men.
Non-stop punches. That was a great round. That was a great round.
Oh yeah, let's hear it. We've got some action.
That was an outstanding round by both fighters.
Absolutely, and Gonzalez came on late that round and tried to steal it. Johnson was the more effective boxer early in that round.
This is what championship fighting is all about. Both of them know what's on the line. They're both willing to do what it takes to win it.
No doubt an impressive performance so far by Reggie Johnson, considering the 3.5-year layoff. He came back and fought Fred Moore and got a 9th-round knockout. But he actually looks sharp tonight, and a lot of his exchanges, just the punch volume is not there.
He's really timing Gonzalez well. Gonzalez can't seem to get in his groove and get his punches off, and Johnson's moving in and out of these punches. These are the championship rounds, the 11th and 12th rounds, so to see how he fares in these rounds will be very important to the success of Reggie Johnson in the future. So we go into the 11th round. Reggie comes up. Looks like he's looking to take up where the last round took off.
These 2 rounds is going to tell us a whole lot
about the future of Reggie Johnson or Julio Gonzalez.
Absolutely.
Johnson landing a good straight left. Moving underneath Gonzalez's left-right combinations. His corner telling him to punch and move. Johnson backs himself up to the corner and to the ropes again. Reggie really using the ring now. Gonzalez looking to throw the jab and the right hand. The right hand thrown by Gonzalez landing. Reggie needing to throw some punches at this point. Gonzalez is catching him with a couple of those jabs coming in.
Come on, Reggie, got it out. Got it out.
Johnson seems to be feeling that he's ahead on the scorecard, and he seems to be taking a break here in round number 11. But like I said, this could be a very close fight on the judges' scorecard.
I agree. Just threw a good right to the body and backed up where Gonzalez let 1-2 go. He threw another good right hook and is starting to pick up the punches. This is back to the ropes. Gonzalez is really trying to throw as many punches as possible. Starting to catch Reggie with a couple of those punches as Reggie's corner begs him to let his hands go.
Gonzalez that time with an uppercut inside. Great movement by Johnson. He seems to be bobbing and weaving away from the
another good uppercut by Gonzalez.
Hard punching Gonzalez. Body shot that time by Gonzalez.
Gonzalez really leaning in at this point. Reggie has a good opportunity to let those hands go.
Come on, Reggie,
He's kind of waiting him in. Johnson's just back into the corner as Gonzalez continues to throw left and right combinations.
Come on, Reggie, work.
Gonzalez catching him with that jab, real lazy jab, but he's landing it on him. Straight right by Gonzalez. Johnson looking to cover up as he backs himself to the rope and throws that right hook again. Underneath, come back with the right hook, and double right hook to the body of the head. Gonzalez coming in. Johnson really punching on the inside.
Hard right hand that time by Gonzalez as Johnson was getting to open up. And just off the punch volume, you got to think that Gonzalez won that round.
I think you're right. I think Reggie didn't do enough in that round either. This fight is way too close. Going into the 12th round. The 12th round.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for the final round, how about a big round of applause for all these cheerleaders from the Louisiana Swatch Fight Club.
both fighters to come out swinging everything they've got. Such a close fight at this point.
Great action from both men.
Reggie definitely making him miss quite a bit, but not making him pay as much as he did in the earlier rounds.
Well, going into the 12th round, Keisha, I have Johnson leading by 1 round.
I agree. He needs this round to seal the deal.
All right, this is it. Let's make some noise. It's the final round.
Needs to make something happen in this round. Referee has him touch gloves before the last round. This is the championship round for the IBA Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Gonzalez right back to the jab, landing on Johnson. As Johnson attempts to go back to the body with that straight right hand. The crowd really getting behind Reggie Johnson at this point. Gonzalez recognizing the urgency of this round.
Clash of heads.
Referee wants to look at both of them to make sure they're okay. They're all right as they continue to fight. Johnson looking a little bit more reserved than Gonzalez at this point. But he's got to go to work, and he does to the body as Gonzalez lands a good uppercut inside and follows it up with a straight right hand. And he follows it up with another left. Those jabs are just getting Reggie more and more as the rounds go on. Reggie looking a little stumbling on his feet there, more out of, I think, being tired. I don't think he's actually hurt. Good
yes, I would say that's on the behalf of being fatigued and being 41 years old.
I agree, but he's a very resilient 41-year-old to be in there fighting the likes of Julio González. Gonzalez really leaning forward, letting his hands go. Reggie throwing a couple uppercuts. And
Gonzalez that time landed a great counter shot, backs Johnson into the corner. Another hard right by Gonzalez.
It's been a jab all night long for Gonzalez there as he just kind of pulls it out there. It is landing, and not very detrimental, but it is landing. Johnson
great body shot by Johnson.
Really working that right hand.
Back comes Gonzalez. Gonzalez works behind a jab again. And another jab.
Gonzalez's double jab just keeps landing. Good right hand by Gonzalez. Reggie looking his man in the eyes as he comes to the body with a right hook. Both fighters really grunting, putting it all out on the line at this point. Johnson has got to let his hands go as Gonzalez just keeps on letting his go. Gonzalez has been so busy. Last 10 seconds of the last round. Reggie's got to let him go. Gonzalez is just letting it all go. There goes Reggie with the right hook again. Right hook to the body. That is a close one. That is a close one.
One whale of a fight tonight by both men. Reggie Johnson looking to continue the comeback. Julio González looking to get right back in the win column. And it's going to go to the judges' scorecard, and it's going to be very interesting.
It will be interesting. It's the age-old question, power versus frequency. I mean, those little jabs that Gonzalez has been throwing may have added up to enough points to win the whole thing. Johnson's power shots may have been enough to sway the judges the other way. I mean, each round could have gone pretty close.
You're absolutely right. I have it on my card, 114, 114.
Original Civics here. Let's make some noise. And we have some action. What? Wow!
Seems like the crowd's all waiting to see what the answer is going to be as well. It was an extremely close fight.
An entertaining fight. I think people in Lake Charles, Louisiana got their money's worth tonight, as the main event did not disappoint with these world-class fighters in the ring tonight.
Definitely, and with these guys being as big as they are, to be moving as much as they are, constant punches in a couple of those rounds, I think that's it was a great performance by both fighters. I think Reggie may have pulled this one off.
Certainly a draw wouldn't be anything that anyone wants to hear.
No, but
fighters to the center of the ring.
I think it was a great performance by both of them and sticking to their game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm just curious to know if that was part of his game
out of the night. We had a split decision.
Split decision. Obviously, the crowd saw it.
Judge Mickey Lofton scores at 116-112 for Reggie Johnson.
116-112, Reggie Johnson for the first judge.
Judge Ray Clary scores at 116-112 for Julio Gonzalez.
That's a wide margin there.
And Judge Kenny Santos scores at 115-113 for the new IBA Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Reggie Johnson.
Light Heavyweight Champion of the world. The crowd seems to be disappointed.
And there you have it.
I don't know. I think a draw would have been a little bit more.
The new IBA Light Heavyweight Champion of the world, Reggie Johnson. How about a big round of applause for Julio Gonzalez?
Maybe a rematch on the card. You never know.
Mixed feelings in the crowd, no doubt, but Julio put on a great performance. And he will continue to fight back in the ring in better shape. Not that he's out of shape, but his endurance is definitely going to pick up as he continues to fight.
Yes, and stay more active. Well, I appreciate this night of commentating with you, Mark, and I look forward to doing this another time.
I greatly appreciate your time. It has been a blast, and look forward to seeing you back in the ring soon.
I can't wait. That ends our show for Reggie Johnson versus Julio Gonzalez as Reggie shakes hands with his opponent in the ring as he wears the light heavyweight championship belt.
You guys are great. You guys know who you won. You guys, if he thinks he's the champ, he's the people champ. You know, everybody knows who's the people champ, so he deserves the belt if you really want it. You're right. Thank you. So you guys are awesome, though.
You want to rematch? Me and Julio this time. All right, we're on the same page. Let's do a rematch right back when you see the show. Great chance.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. They have just scheduled a rematch.
And Johnson, a very boisterous fighter, at this point in time in his career, he says, you know what, I'm a fair man. I'll give you a rematch.
Once again, we'd like to thank everyone for coming out to the Charles Civic Center for an evening of professional and championship boxing. Please be careful on the drive home. Once again, the new IBA Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Reggie Sweet Johnson.
I'd like to thank everybody for staying around with us. That will conclude our evening of boxing for the IBA World Light Heavyweight Championship, a fight of the night for climate change here at Lake Charles Civic Center in lovely Lake Charles, Louisiana. Thank you very much as we call an end to this night. Champion in the ring is Reggie Sweet Johnson, Light Heavyweight Champion of the World.